Put Michael Jackson's Lean in Fortnite as a dance so kids try to replicate it and fall over.
I support this idea. This is just a good idea in general tbh. Asterisk Michael Jackson sues Fortnite from the grave. Asterisk. And so they have a dance that can't be sued by the creator.
Netflix should make a show called Your Life, and when I click on it I can watch all the footage that the government has taken of me through my webcam and cell phone.
So a few thousand hours of me masturbating doesn't sound entertaining at all. Hours of that ugly face I am making every time I accidentally turn on my front camera. Truman Show meets Black Mirror. I'd give it 2 stars. The directing is terrible and the actors are amateurs. Not to mention the bad camera angles. The only saving grace is 2 or 3 scenes that are sincere and funny. So 2 stars instead of 1.
It's been 10 years since To Catch a Predator. Make a Hollywood celebrity special.
Good or bad, it'd get a lot of traction. I'd really love to see Corey Feldman telling the accused to take a seat. Hansen vs. Predator started airing last year. What if Chris Hansen is a predator himself? X-Files theme plays.
Set your Wi-Fi password to 2,444,666,668,888,888 so that when someone asks for password you can just tell them it's 12,345,678.
Network name, third one from the top PW, it's on the fridge. 1 2 3 4s 5 6s 7 8s. Could also try setting to 789 so you can tell them 789. I spent like a solid 8 minutes trying to understand this and it just now came to me.
Companies such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Apple, Netflix, Wikipedia, Twitter, etc. should throttle accounts belonging to politicians opposing net neutrality to 0.1 kilobytes per second for a month.
And anytime they require a secure encrypted connection, inform them they are only kind of secured. Dial-up was 56K, 0.1K is essentially not connected. This is probably the best way for them to understand the issue. This seems like a good idea to me actually.
Posthumously change the names of mass shooters and domestic terrorists to things like the Indiana Idiot, the California Clown, 4, and the Texas Twat.
I would prefer Indiana John Doe number 7 and California John Doe number 5, etc. It would keep it unemotional and also remind us how many there have been in each state. And don't wait until they are dead. Do it right away. Like the Scranton Strangler, the Twin Tower Twats, or just call them tax burdens. Nothing gets people working to solve the problem faster than something costing them money.
Guinness World Records should create a record called Person Who Spent the Most Money to Buy This World Record, and then let rich narcissists give them millions for the title.
I like this, or record for most money donated to charity. Question. If I spend $1, and Roger spends $2, do I have to spend $3 to get it back? Or could I just spend $2? The best would be you could keep having millionaires fighting to take over the world records so you keep getting more and more money. I call $5.
Now that our search history is for sale, we should crowdfund and buy politicians' web histories and post them publicly.
That's a fantastic idea for several reasons. 1. You will have support from people on all sides of the political spectrum. 2. The ISPs are already in bed with the politicians. So no matter how much you pay them, they would never intentionally sell you the data if they knew you intended on making it public, leaving you with millions of dollars that you'll have to put to use elsewhere. I'll take a 10% cut of your crowdfunding money. It is worth noting that our history is not for sale yet. The bill still has to be accepted by the House and then Trump has to sign it, which, if it gets through the House, is not out of the question. But in theory he could veto it. Don't give up hope yet. Contact your house reps. I too saw the top comment on the article yesterday. I wonder how much my history is worth. I wonder if I can purchase it. I wonder if I can purchase my friend's history. I wonder if he'll punch me if I share his porn habits on Facebook.
Adding bloopers at the end of horror movies to relax the viewer before he goes to sleep.
I once rented one of the Saw movies on DVD and watched the extras afterwards. There were some bloopers, and some "how we did that disgusting effect" stuff. It was awesome. Especially the latter. Those guys loved their work so much. And they were so proud. That's pretty disgusting. True, but could it be more disgusting? Quote, "This sub is just full of good ideas." Ha, good idea. Similarly, a puppet show, with whimsical characters with silly voices, living together in a magical wonderland, all having the time of their lives. At the end of every news cycle.
Prisons by the time ex-inmates stay crime-free after release.
Then every prison would target young people for minor crimes, giving youth criminal records for small shit so they'd give the prison money for 50 years. Not makes too much sense, not crazy enough. Or invest in opportunities for ex-inmates to have jobs and other resources so they don't have to resort to crime to survive. This actually is an incredibly dumb idea. Unproductive prisons, ones that probably do need more funding, would be given less, putting them in a downward spiral of less funding, leading to more reoffenders, leading to less funding, leading to more reoffenders, leading to less funding. Whereas the prisons that are doing fine receive more money when they didn't need a boost to begin with. Sick of the comments saying, "Makes too much sense. Why aren't we doing this?" Quote, "BC is dumb as hell boy STFU."
Make an R2-D2 spin-off movie. But it's the events of the series told from his point of view. His outer dialogue is beeps, but his inner voice and narration is Morgan Freeman.
Would watch, but they have to start from the prequels. Where's our Kickstarter? It opens with R2-D2's POV of the attack on the Death Star. He's riding atop Luke's X-Wing while he makes his trench run, when suddenly his dome explodes from a laser blast. Freeze frame. Morgan Freeman. You may be wondering how I got myself into this mess. Well, to tell that story I'll have to start at the beginning. Star Wars. Opening crawl. At one point George Lucas said that he likes the idea of Star Wars just being a retelling of events by R2-D2. Now a living museum piece over a century later. I don't know how much that got distorted by word of mouth though. This but Gonk droid. His external dialogue is just him saying Gonk, and his internal dialogue is Morgan Freeman saying Gonk.
Vatican City should have an untrained Olympic team that rely solely on prayers to win.
Okay, so the Pope is simultaneously the King of Vatican City and holds the absolute power to give and take citizenship, right? The meta is that Francis just gives a slew of prominent Catholic athletes citizenship and then pays them off to play for the Vatican. Boom, instant victory. I mean, in a country of 1,000 people, the Swiss Guard might be decent candidates for putting them in a sport with any chance of success to begin with. We could all support the team by adding likes and amens on Facebook. Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing.
We should all start using MySpace again, out of nowhere.
Nice try, Justin. I would be down if they made it look like the old MySpace. I hate the look of it now. I'm down. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg. I actually miss the customization we were allowed to. Imagine if FB allowed for custom HTML and CSS on your page.
Make another NSFW tag and separate porn from violence. I'm tired of getting my boner ruined by mass genocides.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Losing my erection. Edit. Typo. NSFL. This isn't a crazy idea. Cross-posted to our ideas for the admins. Not safe for work versus not safe for jerk.
fill your mouth with water at home, drive to work, and somehow communicate non-verbally that you'd like to have a spitting contest where the winner is determined by the amount of spit one can produce. Do not participate, just rest easy that night, knowing you could have won if you wanted to.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. One of the few rare, truly crazy ideas. Paper and pen, they'll be your best friends. Or, when you hand the winner their trophy, drench them in your mouth full of water and saliva. Tell them you did well, and walk away.
Jog, an Uber-like app that allows joggers to drive you home from the bar, then jog home.
As someone who loves running, lives 5 kilometers away from the city center and can't always go out drinking due to having young kids, I would do this. There's a similar service in my city, except that the joggers are cheating bastards. They each have a little folding moped. They put it in your car's trunk and then use it to get back from your home to the city center, where they wait for the next customer. Reminds me of a quote, "I don't trust joggers. They're always the first ones to find bodies." Oh, 2 a.m. what a great time to go for a run.